Hey, my Taurus babies, what's happening? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope everybody is enjoying their weekend to the extent that you can if you are on lockdown. This is going to be the weekly update. We're rolling Monday through next Tuesday. So tomorrow, August 17th through the following week's Tuesday, August the 25th. Yes, sir. We are almost at the end of the month once again. This week will carry us there for sure. I have already shuffled and cut the cards. Let me do all my little homework chores at the beginning. Thank you to all my subscribers. I love y'all. Y'all are awesome. If you have not, please do. Like, share, subscribe, do your thing. Leave me a comment, a message, a note. You can always email me at tarotatarot@gmail.com. So, in shuffling and playing around with cards here for the last 15-20 minutes, it seems like there are two, maybe three groups of Tauruses right now. Those that are avoiding change, those that are doing romantic do-overs, and those that are just kind of stuck and can't move. Yeah, some of y'all are avoiding change at all costs. Y'all ain't trying to change shit. Y'all have seriously taken to ostrich behavior and sticking your head straight up in the sand. Like, nope, we ain't doing it. The thing with this is that you're going to have to, whether you want to or not. So if so far you're a Taurus, you're probably a later Taurus, early to mid-May. So Uranus has not kicked your ass just yet. I will say this, the more changes you're doing when Uranus finally does come around to your section of the sign, the better. I didn't make any big changes, but I did make some changes, and I just noticed I'm not getting my ass kicked quite so bad. Let's get the cards on the table, because some of y'all kind of going through it. This is a reminder that I do my cards straight up. I don't do reversals. I've got 3 candles lit today, actually 2 white and 1 red. Got a new moon coming up on Tuesday, I believe, tomorrow or Tuesday. So those of you with new moon intentions, now is the time. So the overall, the Star on the front end, the Magician on the back end, Temperance, 3 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Nine of Wands, Centerpiece and Challenge, 4 of Swords, 4 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, Page of Wands, 7 of Pentacles. So we are heavy in our energy, and so this is a good indication to me, with it being the bigger cards, that you need to go a little slow. 3 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. Alright, so the Star card is pulling the King of Cups, the Magician, pulling the Ace of Swords, Temperance, pulls the Ace of Coin, 3 of Pentacles, pulls the World card, Queen of Swords, pulls Judgment, 9 of Wands, pulls the King of Wands, 4 Swords, pulls the 9 of Swords, 4 Cups, pulls the Fool, 6 of Pentacles, pulls the Chariot, Page of Wands, pulls the 5 of Coin, 7 of Pentacles, pulls the 9 of Cups. Huh. Well, what we got going on here? So let me say this, because this has been floating around in my head. Some of you may be on the periphery of a I'm gonna say maybe a soulmate type situation. You're not in it yet. Some of you are not in it yet. But I'm just kind of looking and feeling what's on the board with the Star card up there. And the World card, depending on who's taking a risk right now. So let's start from the beginning with the Star card and the King of Cups sitting on top. It's about where your self-esteem is right now. depending on how comfortable you're feeling moving past your limitations, trying to get wish fulfillment, it's depending on for a lot of you, where you are emotionally and what things you have in the way, keeping you from wish fulfillment at this point. Some of you may be dealing with an Aquarius. That's their card right there. If you've got any kind of vices, if you got any kind of just habits that you can get rid of, that will go a ways towards helping you with your wish fulfillment. Others of you are taking this opportunity to just sit back and you're letting some shit happen, and you're actually watching things unfold. And I told you, when we got to this point in the year, August, September, it's time to go. Ain't no dilly-dallying around. So some of y'all are literally just having a seat, taking a step back and going, oh, this is interesting. And as you are getting into watching things actually manifest for you, that can be an emotional thing, especially if it hasn't happened at any level. You have a lot of things working for you right now, Taurus, with Uranus in your sign, which is encouraging any kind of change. Nail color, hair color, eye color, whatever you're trying to change it. Uranus is encouraging that. On the back end, with the Ace of Swords on top of the Magician, some of you are and some of you aren't. I know that just sounds so damn generic, but you're having a problem communicating what you know. It's almost like you have a blockage of sorts, and you're not able to communicate. I know last week for me, it felt like Mercury was moonwalking and skating backwards, retrograde style. It just felt like that. Everything I put my finger on, from the computer to some other shit, it just died. Communication. I couldn't get shit out of my mouth and to say it 10 times before I got it right. So some of you may be feeling this. Some of you may be feeling that, like you just don't have the ability right now. Not that you don't have it at all, but you don't have the ability to do any kind of effective communicating. So it feels like some of you are getting kind of creative, especially if you're dealing with romantic situations, or how you're trying to communicate with that person of interest. Because talking, maybe for you right now, is just not where it's at. Looking at tomorrow with the Ace of Coins and the Temperance, fuck it. It's about change. It is all about the change. The Temperance here is about finding balance through that change. You know, just because you are equated to this, just because you're moving house, does not mean you getting out of cooking dinner. It ain't working like that. You still got to do the things that you have to do in the midst of. So it's the same kind of energy, finding that balance, still being able to function as you're going through these changes. Many of you, there are new beginnings just right on the horizon. If you're not already in it, could be work. For many of you, it's about love. And for many of you, it's about do-over love. Some of you in situations that maybe just didn't hit right the first time for whatever, kids, or timing was off, or synchronicity was off, whatever. And so it's a do-over. Coming, looking at Tuesday's energy with the World card sitting on top of the Three of Pentacles. This is for those of you that have been doing that inside work, that has kicked your ass, made you cry at night, and do some other shit. And this is major energy. And right, sitting on top of a new moon, ain't no mistakes. Ain't no mistakes. So this is doors opening, doors closing. The wisdom you are bringing forth from the past into the future. There is a definite indication here of not looking back, especially if those of you that are doing things over again, even if you're going back to an old job. Things have changed. Old people, old relationship turn new. Things have changed. Things have changed. Those of you that are just hitting the dating scene for the first time in a minute, same here. Things have changed. So this is a big door. It's wide open for you to walk through, however that resonates on whatever level. The thing to remember is that you're dealing with the things coming at you will be the long-term reward. So if you've really been trying to work on yourself, and you've picked now to try to dilly-dally a little bit in online dating, you will begin to see where what you learned comes into play. Many of you, it'll be about boundaries. For others of you, it'll just be in communication styles, even how you discuss things. So, and again, with this up here kind of afflicted, if I can I say that? Yeah. Afflicted your communications, you may be trying to figure out, you may have learned some things trying to figure out how to communicate maybe a little more strategically and not so bluntly. You get to Wednesday's energy with the Judgment card, the next major card on the board, sitting on top of the Queen of Swords. For many of you, the decision-making process, especially when it comes to dating, many of you are feeling independent and you're not real sure what you're willing to give up right at this point, because you've been doing this by yourself for a minute, and now that you're thinking about dating, but you know you've been independent for a minute. I'm gonna say that again. So there's some decisions, there's some judgments, there may be some people that you are dealing with or talking to right now, and at another level this resonates with work as well. And because you've done all this inside work right here, coming back, if it's on the board, it's in play, you're gonna have to tell some people no. You're gonna have to just straight ass tell them no. Now the catch here, and the Judgment card in this deck is about having a little bit of humility and compassion when you delivering decisions and whatnot. So especially those of you that may be dealing with people that really like you and really want to date you, but you realize that, fuck it, let me just say what the damn card says. You were too independent and too accomplished to be fucking with their ass, period. Now, the catch here is delivering that message with some tact, not like I just delivered it. I'm just saying. So, and money issues, I know that's on there. We're not talking about money. We're talking about the depression part. For some of you, that may trigger some depression because, you know, out the gate, is this person, but there's things there you're no longer willing to compromise on. That you recognize that is an awesome blessing. That's the only way I can say that to you. That you recognize that there's a imbalance, if you will, is an awesome blessing. Deliver whatever decisions to the not coming back folks, people not getting roses. That's including jobs too. Deliver the news as best you can, as nicely as you can. Don't ghost them. Don't come off with some craziness. I know you're like, what? Yeah, that part. Because, fuck it, you don't know where you might have to come back. That's the energy here, where you may have to come back to something. The same rungs of the ladder you use to go up are the same ones you use to come down. So this is just a cautionary hoo-ha to whatever news you're delivering. Show some compassion. Be as humble as you can. Don't get depressed if this is your first time out and you know you're already telling people no and you start second guessing all. You don't do that, because again, that Queen of Swords is about the business, and then the little deck, that's that school teacher bitch with the sword up in the air. Put your name up here in the upper left hand corner and the date on the upper right hand corner. Let's keep it moving. And that is exactly the energy. Many of you have worked on that, and you've set up boundaries, and now you're getting ready to get into situations where, you know, the universe is going to test you. Are you really serious about those boundaries, or are you going to dilly-dally around? Get to Thursday's energy with the King of Wands, sitting on top of the Nine of Wands. It's about attainment, accumulation, your swag, and your reluctance to give up. That's what that's about. So you may be dealing with an air sign or somebody that's got fire. I know, I'm just, that communication, that's me right now, right there, not working. Fire. rods and wands. Accumulation of things. You're going to have to walk the walk. And this may be having to do with people at work. It most certainly can have something to do with love. There's an action point here. And so there may be something that you need to do to just quash any confusion about what you're thinking, saying, doing. This could be to a potential partner, a current partner, or work situation. Do your best to communicate what needs to be said. People are looking at you at this point, not from the player perspective, but from the swag perspective. So people are going to be a little more inclined to give you their ear, if you will, and listen to what you have to say. But again, talking, maybe not so much. In doing so, it will also help you accumulate information, getting what you need out of whatever this is. Just know that people are going to look at you as a point of authority on it. So you may hear more than you actually asked for, which for some of you should be a good thing. When we get to Friday's energy, your centerpiece, the Four of Swords and the Nine of Swords, do not get frustrated. Do not get frustrated. And don't let minor errors and hoo-has and blue blobs and bloods keep your ass up at night. I'm just saying, go to bed. Go to bed. Yes, you're going to have a lot of questions about certain situations, particularly in love. You may have more questions than you have answers at this point. Once again, come back up here to Papa Chill to get you a cup, sit down, and hold on, let it roll out. Because things are still rolling out. Don't think that just because the last month or so, or 2 weeks, a week, or whatever, that it's over with. No, we are just getting started. Matter of fact, you might want to go get your Nikes or your Adidas so you can keep up. But right now, don't give up and don't get frustrated. Keep this air of, okay, I'm going to just sit here and watch this shit roll out. Even if there's 10 commercial breaks, sit here. I'm just saying, don't let shit keep you up all night. Do not fall into this, I need to get it, you get it, I knew, I ain't yet, I'm frustrated and all that bullshit. Don't do that. Don't do that. Spend this time as you're waiting, because that's really what we're talking about here. Contemplating your next move. Take the time out to do that. Do that. And you got questions. Try to figure out some of the answers. You might not need to ask anybody anything. If you just sit long enough, it will probably come to you. But please don't get frustrated and give up. That's the only way I know how to say that. You get to Friday, Saturday's energy with the Four of Cups and the Fool card. It's about timing right now. Not so much missed opportunities unless they're from the past. But right now it's about timing and knowing when to take that risk. Almost as if you're waiting, kind of the window is narrow, I want to say, for you to strike. Especially if it's got something to do with kids, school, any of that kind of stuff. There may be a time frame for you to decide. You may be rolling up on a deadline if you haven't passed it already, but whoever this is for, something coming up. And so the timing, not going to have a whole lot of time to make a decision and do anything. It's sitting right underneath the judgment card. So that's where the decision part is coming from. Be aware so you don't miss any deadlines. And if you feel like you need to take a risk, however that's resonating with you, do so. Make sure you know everything that you need to know before you take said risk. That's major energy. It's got major implications for long-term shit down the road. Get to Sunday's energy with the Chariot and the Six of Pentacles. and that it's sitting here under the 9 and the Knight, or the King, I'm sorry. That's really what it is. It's about not settling for second best, coming back up here to the Queen of Swords, that independent, accomplished shit. And let me clarify this and say this, because I got this message while I was shuffling the cards. It doesn't mean you got a decision to make. It doesn't mean that I'm going to have to use this for romance, because it makes more sense when I say it this way. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're picking the person that is equal to you, or what somebody else would consider equal to you. It's about choosing the person that's going to deal with you being independent, accomplished at whatever level. It doesn't always mean that the person that looks just like you, because you got a law degree and you go get with somebody with a law degree, it doesn't mean that they're going to acknowledge or accept that even. So in choosing, decision time, it's about not settling for second best as far as you are concerned. That part right there. I can't, these words, I can't get them out. Empowering others is the heavy energy here. And so it feels like whomever you're thinking about, and I'm going to just leave this at love. I'm not going to even try and relate it to professional, because it's there, but it's so minute. It's like somebody that's going to be the air beneath your damn wings. That's what I'm talking about. That part right there. And so if you look even at the card with the birds flying and the balance, the Libra thing right there. Some of you may be messing around with a Libra, about to be messing around with a Libra. It's that energy, somebody that's going to let you do your thing without getting in your thing. That kind of energy. Making that decision. That's major energy. I'm just saying. This is all here. So, picking that person that's for you, that feels right to you, that makes the inside of you feel good. That's where you're getting to next weekend. Walking away from shit that's inconsistent. People that are just trying to use you for one thing or another. People that have some level of toxic behavior. Walking away from that shit as you're making this decision. And this comes with messages. So somebody may be trying to contact you. For some of you, this may be about whomever potential said future now almost mate. Could be a little younger than you, because that's a page. So, but this is definitely about walking away from toxic things and people that aren't serving you, and getting with that creative success. I wrote so much shit on the cards, I had to find what I'm trying to say. Anyway, definitely new beginnings, especially for those of you that are going around for the second time. This is going to be a fresh start. Again, right in the middle of some new moon energy. When we get to, that's Monday. For the following Tuesday, the 9 of Cups sitting on top of the 7 of Pentacles. You're reaching fulfillment, pretty much. And what you are doing, even though you may be frustrated and afraid, you're creating something that's legacy. So if this were, I'm going to just say, fuck it, it's an apple orchard. That's something that lasts for a long time. As long as you ain't got no bugs eating up the apples and shit. That's something that you would most likely want to pass on to someone in your family. That's the kind of energy you're dealing with. This is an indicator of success. I also get a little bit of karmic soulmate shit here. So some of you may be dealing with a twin flame or soulmate, however that's resonating. That energy is here. But there, right now, this week looks like there are a lot of surface things that need to be taken care of so you can begin to move forward. Let's see what the granny cards got to say today for my Taurus babies. Don't believe what you see. Don't believe what you see. There may be some instances of somebody's trying to, especially here, trying to make a decision, and kids loud talking classes. Somebody may have you reading some bullshit. Don't believe what you see. Somebody may be trying to forward something to you on Facebook and like, let's get right to the school, ain't gonna open ever. Don't believe what you see. Check, trust, and verify. That's what I'm going to say behind that. Trust and verify. Anything that don't look right, check it out. Keep it to yourself. That showed up when I was shuffling these cards. Keep it to yourself. Those of you in decision-making mode, and those of you that I'm talking to, y'all ears perked right up. Keep it to yourself. You ain't got to tell it right away. I have a feeling some of you are going to make a decision romantically that's going to shock a few people. They're going to be like, how the hell? Keep it to yourself. Now, maybe not the time to be trying to announce if you're going to do anything, and this is up to and including getting married on the fly. I will go ahead and do what I'm going to do and deal with the rest of it later. There may be a need to just get things legal, as it were. So do what you need to do for yourself this week, and things that you're dealing with romantically, just keep it to yourself. Something's not right. Where am I with this? Right back here. So that don't believe what you see, it's written in brown. Something's not right. Before you take this risk. So, and I'm just, whatever side of this issue you happen to be on. Some of you may be trying to make that decision about actually sending your child into a school. Double check your facts. That's what I'm going to tell you. Still follow your intuition. I don't think anybody can make that decision or even give you any kind of guidance on what you need to do with your child. Follow your intuition, but the message here, something. Paperwork. That's what I'm hearing. It might be a typo, but you know the difference between Tuesday and Friday. Just saying, if somebody just wasn't paying attention to what they were typing, or somebody's not got all of the information correct, just double check, trust and verify whatever it is that you're trying to do. But that is from an administrative point. That don't believe what you see and something's not right. That's got something to do with paperwork. So be mindful, even if you're at another end, maybe doing paperwork for work, FMLA, maybe trying to take time off. Make sure you have your dates right. Somebody telling you they processed something, make sure, follow up behind that to make sure that they've done what they said they were going to do. Everybody's a bit stressed. So back to basics. That's about finding that balance up here with the temperance, getting back to basics. Some of you this summer, well, I can't just say summer, spring too, we've just kind of fallen out with ourselves. We've been sitting around, we haven't been exercising, we haven't been active. So the message there is about getting back to basics. Maybe a little less Twinkies and a little more carrots or something. I don't know. However that's resonating. If that's the case, I fall into that group. I need to go buy a whole year's supply of carrots because I done ate donuts and Twinkies and all kind of crap. Anyway, back to basics, particularly where your health is concerned. Let go. Big Daddy up here. It's happening. Just let go. If you're trying to slide on and hold on to every doggone thing that's happening, or trying not to let go of things from the past, many of you are walking into situations and you may be triggered to things that are happening now, to something that happened 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10. Let it go. Just let it go, because it's not the same. There's no way it could be. Whatever happened in the past, I'm gonna just pretty much guarantee it wasn't happening in the middle of a pandemic. So it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. Let go of what you know. Find your balance. Find your new balance. If you're repeating something, if you're going back to an old job, find your new balance. Things are not the same. You're going back to an old boyfriend or girlfriend. Find your new balance. Let go of that old and get with the new. Call on your runners. Never a bad thing in the morning while you're getting your coffee, brushing your tooth, and brushing your one piece of hair to ask the universe to just make it good for you. Just lay the day out and make it okay. My thing, I'll give you a tip. I ask the universe to take care of lunch and cigarettes. I start that at the beginning of the week. So I am not scrambling around at the end of the week like, Lord, I got to go back to the store. And what happens is, that's exactly what happens. When I least expect it, I end up at a store like, ooh, I can do that here. Or when I least expect it, somebody saying, I got your lunch today. I'm just saying, call your runners. Help them lay stuff out for you so you're not struggling and stressing over every single detail of what's going on. The Nine of Swords shit up all night, worrying about everything. Hell, be up all day too, just worried about everything. Call your runners. Let them make it good and real for you. Taurus, I love you. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Keep it real. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.